Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting ready for the day using a full face of some of my favorite luxury makeup that's available at Sephora. My vision for today's look is summer glam, so think bronze goddess. And I pulled out one of my favorite Pat McGrath Labs palettes. It does have some glitter, so I am going to begin with eyes and I'm going to prime my lids with just a smidge of the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. And this is shade L1. It's very brightening. This concealer almost instantly became my holy grail. It's on a very short list of maybe 3 concealers that I usually rotate between. And I think if I had to choose a #1 favorite, it would most likely be the Pat McGrath Labs. It's so good. And if you saw my last makeup collection organization declutter video, you know how many concealers I have. But I've actually restocked this concealer. I've gone through an entire tube and then I just had to repurchase again because I don't want to be without it. I love the texture, the consistency, I love the coverage it gives, and it never creases on me. For eyeshadow, I pulled out my Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction palette. I almost always get confused and try to call this the Bronze Goddess palette, but it's Bronze Seduction. So with a fluffy brush, I am going to pick up this kind of camel shade right here, and I'm going to start buffing that into the crease. This shade is pretty intense, so I'm going to build it up really slowly. I'm attempting to be light-handed, at least at first. And I'm using a BK Beauty 202 brush. So I'm kind of starting in the outer corner, and then as I kind of work that in, I'll slowly start blending in towards the inner corner of the eye. And flicking out as well. Same thing on the other side, slowly building it up. I was inspired to create today's video because of a very special announcement made last week. I don't know if you guys saw, but Sephora announced the winners of the 2022 Sephora Squad, or I guess maybe not the winners, but the new members. And for the 3rd year in a row, I did make Sephora Squad again. I am so excited, just beside myself. I can't believe it. It looks like an incredible group this year. It always is, but I think the squad is a little bit smaller this year than it has been in years past. I can't even imagine how difficult that job would be to cut down the list to create the final squad, because there are just so many incredible creators out there, so many talented makeup artists, so many really individual, very unique perspectives, and there are always thousands and thousands of applicants every single year. So I feel incredibly blessed. I'm so thankful to all of you for always sending in your testimonials on my behalf, and it has been just such a joy. One of the most incredible experiences of my entire life. One of the best opportunities has been being part of Sephora Squad. So I'm very excited to be on the team again. And to meet new people and make new friends. I've made lasting friendships from Sephora Squad, the brand contacts. Career-wise, it's incredible because it kind of opens up the doors to a lot of different opportunities. It gives you visibility that you probably wouldn't have or might not have the opportunity to have that soon or that quickly being on the squad. Of course, the PR is always really nice. I love receiving all of the packages each week and getting to try new products first on some occasions, but it's really the personal connections that I've made that I think make the experience so special. So I'm very excited to start my next chapter, my 3rd year on Sephora Squad. Now I've picked up a flat brush and I am going into this shade right here, and I am going to apply that all over the lid. And if you're watching this confused because you have no idea what Sephora Squad is and you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's basically a year-long contract with Sephora. It's a partnership, and they assign you different campaigns throughout the year, different sponsored campaigns. So you get to do workshops, there are virtual classes, you get to meet with brands and do individual product trainings, which is really interesting. So there are a lot of really great education opportunities as well. But then you also get to work with Sephora for an entire year, so it's pretty amazing. The first time I ever heard about Sephora Squad, it was from Tiff Benson. She was on the squad the very first year. She's based in New York, and she reviews fragrances here on YouTube, and she had mentioned Sephora Squad. So I think I just looked it up, saw the dates, and decided, what the heck, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply. The program was only in its second year of existence, so I don't think that many people even had heard about this squad yet. And at the time, I had maybe 35,000 YouTube subscribers. I was such a small fish. I'm still a very small fish in a huge pond, but I was teeny tiny. I could not believe I made it through to finalist and then to make the squad. It was such a huge moment for me. I had recently left Nordstrom. As a leap of faith, I decided I was going to become a content creator full-time. So to make Sephora Squad a couple months later felt incredibly validating. Like, yes, I made the right decision. I'm on the right track. Look at this incredible recognition. To be selected for the 2020 squad during such a dramatic, tumultuous, chaotic year, it was certainly the highlight for me of 2020. I mean, we were all dealing with so much at the time. I picked up a Sephora Crease 19 brush and I'm going into the deep chocolate, and this is going to add depth and dimension to the outer V. I've never told anybody this, but I almost didn't apply my second year. In my mind, the Sephora Squad was like being struck by lightning is the best comparison. I thought it only happened once. I really didn't realize that they always bring people back every single year. I didn't really think about that as even being a possibility. It didn't cross my mind at all. I sort of just thought I had the experience. I was going to be forever grateful, made incredible friends, and that was the end of my journey. But then I received some gentle encouragement, a little push to reapply by one of my friends on the squad. And so I went ahead and I put in my application pretty last minute on my second year. Honestly, I felt a little bad reapplying my second year because I didn't want to take the opportunity from somebody else. I felt like it was such an incredible year. I want as many creators as possible to have that same experience and feel special and recognized. But then I was reminded that no, they do bring people back every single year. In fact, there are people on this squad who have been on it every single year. So I did reapply. They brought me back, which was incredible. And 2021 ended up being so different from 2020. It's hard to explain. I think 2020 was a year that we were all just kind of coping and surviving and doing the best we could in all aspects of our life. But in 2021, things started to get back to normal a little bit. We started to feel a little bit more normal. And it ended up being an incredible season of growth, personal growth, career growth. I'm going over the crease with a fluffy brush. I had my very first in-person event, in-store event, where I got to meet other people from the squad. I ended the year with my very first brand trip with Tom Ford Beauty. That was basically through Sephora Squad. It was a group of Sephora Squad members. I think my first year, I just felt lucky to be there. It was kind of my pinch me moment. I still didn't quite believe that I had achieved any sort of success. In my mind, Sephora still had no idea who I was, even though I was part of the Sephora Squad and I was actively working on campaigns for Sephora. I just had a bit of imposter syndrome. You know, I would go on these Zoom calls with the entire squad, and I kind of just felt like, even though I was a part of it, I almost inside still felt like I was just an alternate. Like I didn't actually make it. The craziest phenomenon, and I know I'm not the only person who struggles with this, so that's why I share. But I still felt like I hadn't earned it or I didn't deserve to be there. So I think in my second year, I had a lot more confidence going into it. Like I knew, okay, I worked really hard this year. And that's one thing I pride myself on is working really hard, especially if I'm working on a campaign or a collaboration with a brand. I always try to be as easy to work with as possible, create the highest quality content I possibly can. I always try to answer emails right away and just be the best partner and be the best teammate I can possibly be. So I had confidence in myself that I had put in all of the work. I had done everything as well as I possibly could have done my first year. So I think in my second year, I did feel a little bit like, okay, I have kind of earned my place here. As a returning veteran, I guess I just felt like I had found my place a little bit more, had more confidence. I cannot believe I've been granted another year of this amazing experience, but I'm certainly not going to argue with anybody. If they want me back, I will return as many years as they will have me. And the final step before we clean up the under eye, I'm going in with my fingers and I'm just going to pop a little bit of this sparkle right on the center of the eyelid. It has this really pretty shift. It's kind of yellow, gold, green. It's beautiful. But I just wanted to say the moral of the story is that we are all guilty of doubting ourselves sometimes, or feeling like maybe we shouldn't go for an opportunity that we really want because it feels too big and we feel too small in comparison. I just want to encourage you, if there's something out there that you are striving for, go for it 100% with your whole heart, because you just never know what will happen. You have to shoot for the stars. Life is so short. We only have one life to live. And it's not to say that if you don't make your goal, or you don't make the squad, you don't make that promotion or get that recognition, that you're less than. It just means that it's not the right time for you. And I will tell you, I had zero hesitation about reapplying for my third year, because I told myself that if I didn't make it, I didn't make it, but I didn't want to take that opportunity from myself. You know, it's one thing to try out or go for something and not be selected or miss the mark, but it's another if you just don't try at all. So I figured I would just go for it and see what happens. I wet my Le Cotton with some makeup remover, and I'm just going to clean up all of the sparkles that dropped on the cheek. So for the past 2 years, because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to travel and see anybody in person. Everything has been virtual. But this year, I am so excited. We are going to meet in person. So our official launch party, welcome party, is happening at the end of the month in Los Angeles. So once again, I will be traveling. And of course, I plan to vlog the trip again. And we're going to be visiting the Sephora studios in Los Angeles. Oh, what a dream come true. So I will definitely do my best to give you the grand tour whenever I get there. It is hard to believe I haven't met some of these people in person yet, because I feel like I know everybody, but I don't. So it'll be so nice to see everybody in person and be able to give everybody a big hug and celebrate and toast and just be together. Next, I'm going in with this iconic London Radiance Booster. This is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, the Hollywood Flawless Filter, except it comes in a pump, and this one isn't expired. My Charlotte Tilbury was expired. This is shade Champagne Glow, and it's so pretty. It's just a beautiful primer beneath makeup. They already sent over the itinerary, so I have an idea of what I'm going to be doing during the trip. It's going to be short, only 3 days, but there's sort of a welcome cocktail hour, and then the following day is our full day of events. In the morning we have, I think it's going to be, it says sessions, so I think it's going to be maybe brand education sessions. I'm not sure who's going to be there, but that is going to be a few hours in the afternoon, and then in the evening we do have a dinner and a little celebration. So I need to find some cute outfits to take with me. For foundation, I'm using my Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. I have so many favorite luxury foundations. It really is tough to choose, but I would say, well, this is, I think, my favorite that I currently have. My actual favorite is Dior Air Flash, but I don't have a bottle in my collection. And I love it, and I miss it, but I have so many foundations, probably close to 40 foundations. I would just feel really foolish to purchase a bottle of Air Flash. As much as I would love to, and I'm sure I would use it up, I really don't like the idea of products going to waste or expiring in the drawer. Trying my best to get away from that. as much as I love Dior Air Flash, I also have other favorites as well, like this Tom Ford. There was a really interesting comment somebody had left me on my makeup collection organization declutter video. It was pretty long, I might have to pull it up. But basically she was asking me, because I have so many products and I say, well, I love this, and oh, I love this, I love this, how do I kind of pick and choose or narrow down what I'm going to use, or kind of curate best of the best? And she had a point, because when your collection is so big, it is kind of tough to choose your favorites. I've been thinking about it a lot lately because there are so many more options now than there have ever been at any time in history. I mean, we really are just inundated with new products all the time. And some of them are really good. There are so many new brands popping up every week. I think now you have to be pickier than ever, because there are so many great brands, there are so many great products in each category. I do have several favorite foundations. I mean, there's not just one. But just because a product is good does not mean you should buy it. It doesn't mean you need it. It doesn't mean you have to have it. You certainly don't have to have it. So we really have to be smart with our money and smart with our collection. I do my best when organizing and decluttering to only hold on to best of the best, things that I really love, products that I feel passionate about. I know I'm going to use them. I would feel confident recommending them to you. Because if a product is okay, but it's not something that I would ever buy or repurchase, and it's not something that I would even recommend or even want to talk about, there is truly no use in me keeping it in the drawer. So everything that I've held on to, I like. I think it's really great. Does everybody need a huge collection of makeup with every single great product under the sun? Absolutely not. If I was curating a new luxury makeup collection from scratch, I would go for the products that have a cult following. They're classics. They're always going to be there. They're almost always in stock. There are multiple places you can purchase them. That's where I would personally begin. And then you can kind of add in the special limited edition pieces, the fancy pieces that are exclusive and only available for a limited time only. I mean, those things should really be an afterthought if you're trying to pare down. Because what's the point? You're gonna love something and then never be able to get it ever again? I think that would be a great makeup video, actually. Not really the luxury makeup starter kit, but just kind of curating the perfect collection. Like the ideal luxury makeup collection. What do you really need? Let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in watching. Although if I create that video, I might be tempted to just throw everything else away. And I feel bad even saying that, because I love all of the products I have. It's not that they're bad, but there's only so much makeup one person needs. I'm currently in a season of cleaning where I just want to get rid of anything that's old, no longer serves a purpose. My husband is beating me off with a stick because I keep telling him that his closet is next. Oh my gosh, that would bring me so much satisfaction. Just the sheer serotonin I would get from throwing away half of his holy socks. But I don't know if it's worth the fight yet. I'm going to break him down eventually. One of the benefits to organizing my makeup collection was finding so many products that I used to love, the old holy grails, like this Givenchy powder. This was in the top drawer. I was using it every single day. I swore by this powder. And I think I probably have half left. I had intended to finish it, and then I got sidetracked and started using something else. But now that I found it again, I might move this to the top drawer. I really like this powder. It's very mattifying, it's brightening, and it's so finely milled. The Gucci bronzer is definitely one of my favorite luxury products. The formula is amazing. It has such a beautiful sheen to it. And of course, the compact is really beautiful. As always, I'm going back with my powder brush, no additional product, but especially because my complexion was so pale, I want to make sure to properly blend out this bronzer. So I'm just going all around, making it soft and diffused so it looks more natural. Blush was a tough one because I have so many favorites, but I love a really warm peachy blush, especially over the summer. And again, my inspiration was to do something really bronze, kind of earth tones, but amped up a bit, very glam. So this would be perfect for a summer date night or evening. This is not going to be an everyday makeup. I really like these Laura Mercier blushes. This is the Blush Color Infusion in the shade Peach. I swore by this blush. I think I talked about it in every monthly favorites video last year. And I haven't really grabbed it as much lately, so I need to start getting use out of this again. It's such a pretty color. I prefer the powder blushes from Laura Mercier far more than I like that new tinted moisturizer blush. For me, that was just a little bit too light. Not far off from the new Le Beige Water Fresh blushes from Chanel. This makeup look is night and day different from that. That's more of that no makeup, very fresh faced. You can barely see it. Whereas this is much more dramatic. And we can do both. You don't have to choose which one. And then with what's left on my brush, I'm just gonna do a little bit on the nose. Just a little bit. To highlight my cheeks, I was planning to use the Westman Atelier Peau de Rosé. This is the super loaded tinted highlight. But then I remembered I also have the Westman Atelier Peau de Pêche. And I think this is going to go better with the makeup look today. Although I do love the rosé. I keep this in the top drawer. And as you can see, I have hit pan. I've talked about my goal of wanting to use up more of my cream products this year. This one I definitely want to use up. Not because I want to get rid of it from my collection, but because I do not want this to go to waste. I paid good money for this. Even though I did pick it up on sale, I waited for one of the Sephora spring, was it the spring? Might have been the spring savings event or the holiday savings event. One of them. I saved 20% off at least, but still, I don't want it to go to waste. And I imagine I will probably go through it just because I apply it every single day. But today I'm going to use Peau de Pêche. I think I've only used this one a handful of times. This is almost more of a bronze. I don't know if... Will it be too dark? I don't think so. I think I've used this before and it was fine. They have a new shade that I would love to pick up. I don't know if it's at Sephora yet. I'm going to wait for it to be at Sephora so I can at least get points on it. But I imagine it's also gorgeous. Yeah, that's so pretty. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I just love the texture. How it melts into the foundation. It doesn't accentuate any texture. Ooh. I should have waited to film tomorrow night because we're actually having a date night tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing nothing tonight. We are planning to go see the new Jurassic Park movie. What is it? Jurassic World? Jurassic Nation? I don't remember what it's called, but we're going to go see the new Jurassic Park. A couple weekends ago, we saw the new Top Gun movie, and it was really good. I had no plans to see that, but then I started seeing all over social media and Twitter, people were saying it's better than the original. It's an amazing movie. And I thought, there is no way all of these people are saying it's better than the original. I'm not really a huge Tom Cruise fan, to be honest, but it was good. Highly recommend seeing it if you haven't. And I know I've seen the original, but it was a really long time ago. If you've never seen the original Top Gun, doesn't matter. You can still enjoy it. See, I think it was maybe a little bit too dark for the nose. It worked on the cheeks. It's okay. Just keep blending. So I'm going back into our Bronze Seduction palette, and with this tapered brush, this is a Rephr 26. I'm going to pick up the original matte shade, and I'm going to very gently buff that beneath the lower lash line. With a little precision brush, I'm going into this shade right here, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of the eye. And also the tear duct area right underneath. Fill in my eyebrows, do a little eyeliner and mascara, and then I'm also going to use that shadow to highlight the brow bone. And then we will finish lips together. I need to do a little more blending right here. Ooh, but our eyes are smoky, smoky. Very last step is lips. Because we have a bolder bronze smoky eye, I think a nude lip would be perfect. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat. This is Pink Venus instead of my usual Pillow Talk. Pink Venus is more of a peachy nude. Still pretty light, but I definitely need to give my lips some shape. Final step, I'm going to top that off using this Givenchy Liquid Balm. This is the shade 110. Not sure if it has a name, but it's shade 110. I really like the light pink version. I think it's 001. So pretty. I popped it right in my purse when I was done trying it. It has this really pretty marble swirl. And you think it's going to look so light because you have that milky swirl in there, but they actually have a pretty decent color payoff. And because it's a liquid balm, it looks glossy, but it feels really hydrating as well. Ooh, this color is so pretty. I don't know which one I prefer. This would be perfect to throw on top of any nude lipstick, or you could just wear it on its own. I just convinced my husband to go out to dinner tonight since we're both ready. I already have my makeup done, and he agreed, so he made a reservation at our favorite local place. So we have a summer date night makeup look, and tonight I actually have a date. And that completes this summer glam makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked hearing about my Sephora Squad story. All of these products are available at Sephora, and of course I will be linking them down below in the description box. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave me any of your comments, questions down below. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.